Hi, I'm Stephen Amell. I play Oliver Queen, and you're at Comics Online. I've got my hoodie.
So I guess the big challenge of Oliver's life right now is balancing the hero and the normal life that he wants.
That's right. Nice earrings, by the way.
Thank you. It's picked up especially for you.
Thank you.
So, I mean, what are we going to see? What kind of changes are we going to see between,
Find a happy Oliver in the premiere. A happy smile. Do you see me smile in the preview for season 3? I was like, what's that? And it's weird too because our director for the episode, we don't really know how Oliver smiles per se. So he was like, give me a smile. Give me a bigger smile. Too big, give me less. And we'll find a happy Oliver. But all of that comes at a price. And his attempt to instill some normalcy in his life doesn't go well. And in our premiere, Oliver, this will make sense when you see it, he literally sees a vision of himself that scares the shit out of him. And that colors the entire season.
It's so mysterious.
I know.
Let's talk about fighting, okay?
You remember last year when they were like, describe the season premiere in one word, and I go, trees. And everyone was like, what? And then you see the season premiere, and I'm in a 60-foot tree.
Okay.
Anyway, it will make more sense in October, I promise.
So, I actually do want to talk about your fighting a little bit. The last the finale, basically, the choreography between the past and the present was so awesome.
That was really cool.
With you and Slade, obviously, character. So it was just amazing. So are we going to see a little bit of that?
That was a. I would say that the direct intercutting of past and present, that was a special thing because we took 23 episodes to build, and in the case of Slade and Oliver, more than 23 episodes to build to this giant conflict. So I don't know that we'll see that type of technique used, but it was certainly cool. The moment that I stop being a fan of our show is the moment that I'm going to have to stop doing our show because, if I'm not seeing an episode and going, fucking awesome, then I'm doing the wrong job.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Can you tease about the personal relationships? I guess this kind of goes back to the earlier question about the personal relationships between Oliver and the people that he cares about.
Yeah, we find a changed dynamic with Oliver and Roy, a good spot. We find Oliver and Diggle in a spot of conflict because of how much Oliver cares about Diggle. Some big Oliver Felicity stuff. Find Oliver and Laurel in an incredibly good place. There's a great line in the pilot where she says, "You catch 'em, I cook 'em." It's a really cool dynamic that they have. Arrow and Lance are in a good. Everyone's in a good spot.
You catch him, I think, was that you find the bad guys
That would be a good deduction from that sentence.
And big things are good to dispatch on, like big things with Felicity, or anything you can elaborate on that?
The only way that I can elaborate is to say that Oliver has one woman in his life this year, in this season, and that is Felicity. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're together, but all of the was he misleading her? Was it a misdirection? Was it a ploy? Was it a play? All of that stuff that we left with in the finale, we resolve in the premiere. Fully, absolutely, you get an abundantly clear picture of how they both feel about one another. That doesn't mean that they're going to be together.
So the premiere seems to tie up loose ends of the finale, and then it sets the pace for.
We didn't leave on a huge cliffhanger like we left in season 1, but we certainly left a couple of loose ends, and we tie them up. Yeah, and then introduce a whole new set of problems.
Thea and Oliver's relationship, is there going to be, more closeness, or because Merlin is in the picture, they're just going to be more strained?
It's certainly going to be different, and I'm excited for that. I'm so fired up for Willa Holland. She's such a wonderful actor, and she's getting the car keys this year and taking the show for the spin a little bit, and as she should. Emily's getting that opportunity too with an episode, and we saw what a wonderful job Katie Lotz and Katie Cassidy and David Ramsey did last year when they had their sort of centric episodes. It's always such a joy for me, aside from the fact that I get a couple of days off. I'm so proud of our cast, and I feel like, most of them are older than me, but I feel like a proud dad, when they get when they get their episode. So I'm excited for it. But okay. One more.
At the first year you were here, you told a little story about walking around the con and admiring people's aero bags, and people were looking at you like you were some weirdo or something like that. I was wondering, how has that changed with the success of the show?
Fundamentally, yeah, it's totally different. The coolest thing last night was being at the WB party, because it's at the same spot every year, and so David, put more into it. It was really cool last night being at the WB party because there are 5 DC properties on television now, and I feel like we are a big part of the reason why there are 5 DC properties on TV now. So it's just really cool. It was just really rewarding, and signed a lot of bags this year. No problem with people recognizing me.
Piggyback rides?
No piggyback rides yet,
My
but
friend
I did have I had a nice. I piggybacked Willa last night. There's probably photos, but I did. Someone on my Facebook page wrote her husband is deploying next Friday, and he's like, I'm gonna be dressed as Canary. He's gonna be dressed as Arrow, and I did run into them today at our booth, so that was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, really cool.
Thank you so much.